How's it going, everyone? The channel's finally at 100 subscribers. So I decided to drop this really cool video. It's a deck that was made between 1930 and 1950. I can't quite date it, but this is from the Mersielle tradition. And before we continue, if you have not liked and subscribed or subscribed yet, please do. I'd really like to build this channel and keep bringing you top tier content. All right. So this is a Mersielle deck. It's made by Grimaud. Uh, like I said, I can't quite date it, but it's made between somewhere between 1930 and 1950. I'm leaning more towards 1930, just because I've seen similar decks online that actually are dated that have the same back. So the card stock on these is extremely thick. Like they don't they don't make tarot decks like this anymore. They just don't. Um, this is what the back looks like. So it's really cool stitch like pattern. You can see the sheen of the cardstock on the cards themselves. So this is a really sweet deck. Let me see if I can adjust the video camera a little bit better. Hang on. It's a really beautiful snowy day out here in Michigan. All right, so this is why I think it's printed in 1930. Um, so we have the original printing date, 1748, Grimaud, and 1930 is right here. Okay, so a lot of these more contemporary Mersielle decks, they'll also have the same card with the same 1930, but this is actually one from that era. And what tells me that is that the back, they don't make the backs like these anymore. So sometimes you'll see a spiral pattern. You also see a red backing. And it really all depends. I like to say that I know quite a bit, but I'm not like a certified expert in this stuff. But I mean, if you do any simple searches for decks like these, you'll find people dating them 1930 between 1950. Um, and how I obtained this deck was almost kind of like a fluke. Some guy posted it on the internet, and I had literally, like the day before, I had seen a super similar deck um, in France. Like somebody was selling it in France, and it had the same exact back, the same exact printing, the same exact everything, and it was dated 1930. And I was like, oh my god, I should buy this as soon as possible. So I bought it. It came in the mail. It doesn't have a box. It doesn't have a little white book, so it just leaves the whole situation kind of in mystery. So here we go. We have the page, and we have the Knight of Wands. Oh wait, excuse me, not wands. This is deniers. So this is coins. Okay, cool. I didn't get it out of order. I'm trying to keep these in order as best as possible. Let's see if I close this. That'll help the situation. Yeah, that'll help the lighting. Okay. So now we're on to swords, and I put these in order, how they should be. Now, one cool thing that I learned about the Mersielle tarot was that to tell the difference between the wands and the swords is that the sword suit has bent lines while the wand suit has straight lines, and that was something that I didn't know before I started to try to arrange this deck in numerical order. Now, I do suspect that this deck was at some point used for divination. When I got the deck, it was super unorganized. Like all the cards were kind of um, out of order. And then as I was putting it in order today, I saw signs of usage. Like some of the images were kind of, the artwork was starting to kind of not blur, but just it looked like it had been read with. And then I came across another card, and it had like, it wasn't like a coffee stain, but it was almost like just something had touched it. So I'm almost 100% positive that at some point this deck was used for divination. Now, when you get these old decks, it's super cool to think about, oh man, I wonder what reader had this before. I wonder what types of readings they've done with this old deck. And that's part of the excitement about buying, collecting, and selling these old metaphysical items, especially these old tarot decks and oracle decks. Because you never know what you're going to get, and you never know who actually used them before you, especially when they get up into the 50, 60, 70-year-old range. And that's all a part of the fun, right? I mean, part of the fun is finding these old decks and trying to pick up on the energy that's inside of them. Now, when I initially picked this deck up, I felt the energy instantly. I felt something rush through my body. Like it was like some type of supernatural force. It was definitely something else. Which also leads me to believe that this was owned by a very psychic and very powerful person. Now it's owned by me. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to sell this deck yet. I wanted to hang on to it for a bit and kind of just enjoy it. Yeah, really thick cardstock. Let's see if I can figure it. Yeah, super thick. Yeah, I wanted to enjoy this deck for a little bit, but that's not to say I am not taking offers. Usually everything I post is for sale. So this is included. Hang on. Having some lighting issues here, but it's okay. I moved everything around because I got a complaint about the shadows, but I almost feel like it's worse now. So the modern tarot, I would probably say, is mostly influenced by the Mersielle tarot. In the Mersielle tradition, justice and strength are switched around. So this follows the traditional Mersielle, where justice is number 8, strength is number 11. You even have the Sphinx in this one, just like the AE weight. Okay, La Force, the Lemniscate. Here we have the Hangman. We even have the crescent moons. How many? Nine buttons on this guy. Not 10. We can insinuate maybe the 10th is the head. We also have the mercurial symbol here, or the Pluto symbol. We have the Tav, and then the 12 zodiac signs. I'm really into the Hangman right now. That's what I've been working with. We have the Death card. Some of you might recognize that this Death card is very similar to the BOTA version. Okay. Temperance. We have the Devil. Now, I was looking at some images of really old Devil cards the other day, and the Devil actually seems to be one of the most consistent cards throughout history. It stays the same. Actually, all of them basically are, except the Lovers. The Lovers has been through some drastic changes past 700 years. The Sun, Judgment, and the World. Alright guys, thank you for watching. Have a good day.